讲到古罗马史诗动作片，许多人心中的第一名一定是这一部。竞技场中的搏斗到现在看还是好经典。结合奇幻和血脉喷张的视觉风格，300壮士成为经典中的经典，当然不是只靠6块肌而已。
Tonight we dine in hell. Give them nothing, but take from them everything. How long were you a slave of Rome?
5 years.
What is your name?
Benna.
有钱人立下高标，第6度被改编上大荧幕，全新版本的冰汉要怎么胜出？先来场惊天动地的大海战。
Brace for impact!
How long did you need to film the roll and roll the scene?
Weeks, many weeks. First unit, then second unit. You never think you'll be done because also it's like 3.5 hours of makeup every day for that because of all the scars and the whip marks. I mean, it's like it was tough. It was really tough.
There is one thing that the ship comes so close to you. Is it for real or it's just CGI?
You know what? They did this thing where they crack open the side and water just rushes in, but the ship itself coming in, that they probably had to add stuff too. But it was pretty intense. This whole thing, and the camera comes whacked, breaks through with all the water rushed in. It was like it was unbelievable what they built. It was incredible.
The naval sea battle scene that you will be gasping for breath. Timur filmed this in such a way to create intense claustrophobia. Judah is in the belly of a ship. He's chained to the ship when they go into battle. That means if that ship goes down, they all go down with it. And just when he thinks they've gotten away, he looks out the other window of a porthole and the ship rams them. It's an extraordinary sequence, through the blessings of an amazing special effects team. Our special effects team won the Oscar for the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So these guys really knew what they were doing. We had an extraordinary team to make an extraordinary movie.
全身诗还不够，重点戏当然要在竞技场见真章。
Should have stayed away.
You should have killed me.
I will.
在刺客联盟的俄国动作大导提莫贝克曼比托夫打造下，冰汉最重要的马车竞技场面坚持来真的。2位男主角杰克休斯顿和托比坎贝尔就这样吼了3个月。
The training and the filming the chariot scene is very intense. And what was your expression and body like when you finally finished the first day of training?
I lost 30 pounds to play for the slave ship. So I was training sometimes twice a day for months. It was very difficult because I had to lose the weight progressively while making the movie. So at the beginning of the movie, I was 30 pounds heavier. So slowly we had to shoot it in a certain way that, so I wanted it to be a very clear jump from Judah before the slave to 5 years later. I wanted that to be shocking. It was like a complete transformation. Not only physically, but internally, his voice, the way he stares, the way he sits, everything about him is hardened. So that meant, a lot of like eating very little as well as just high protein with no salt, lots in the gym. It was tough. And then all the training for the horse race, for the chariot scene, that was very, very intense.
What was the difference of your body from controlling 1 horse to 4 horses?
I was a rider you know, all my life I've ridden horses, but nothing prepares you for 4 horses at the end of your reins on a chariot. It's a slow progression how you get there, because you start on a seated cart with 2 horses. Slowly you work your way up to a standing chariot with 4 horses. But by the time we started shooting the chariot scene, me and Toby were pretty good on those things, and then we shot the scene for about 3 months, so every time you see us up there, that's us with those horses.
I mean, I was mouth open. I couldn't believe what they had achieved. It was so impressive. But I remember we shot that for 3 months. You know, it was a long process. So I'm so proud that it came out exciting and dramatic and dynamic, because of course this is the first time we could do it at full speed. We didn't have to rev up the camera, so we were all doing this. You know, it was actually just really what we did that day, because cameras are so light. I had a camera here shooting across me onto Jack, and a camera here shooting just Jack, and we did it side by side, you know. So sometimes Jack was doing all the fury and I was just riding with him to give him the lines. And that was a nice day, because I could just I could let the horses go and pull them. I didn't have to act like it was harder than it was. I really just got the feeling of the horses, and there were a couple of very beautiful days that I'll never forget.
Talking about the inspiration for the action scene, and we know Timur saw a lot of videos on YouTube and Instagram, and can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, Timur studied Formula One racing and NASCAR racing. He really wanted to understand how to make the chariot scene, how to make it feel like you are in the chariot, you know, to create an experience that's so tangible, so real that you're almost wiping the dust off your face, you know? And I think he achieved that. He put the GoPro cameras in the wheels of the chariot. He put them on the armor of the men. He put them between the ears of the horses. He even put one on the track in an old soccer ball so that the chariots go over the top of it. So he had places to cut. And when he put all these things together, it creates just this incredible, dynamic, compelling scene that feels so modern, so fresh, and has audiences already talking. Everybody's abuzz about this chariot scene. People will be talking about it for decades.
Come on! Are we having fun now, brother? Stand and fight! Stand up now!
I was surprised to see the footage that you're actually pulled by a horse on the ground.
Yeah.
How did you protect your whole body, especially the lower part?
Leather, lots of leather. You know what? It wasn't as bad as you thought it would be. It was a bit, what I described it would be a bit like water skiing, because it was sand. So at a certain speed, you just skim. It actually, and it didn't even, like, it maybe took a bit of the leather off and stuff like that. I think I had a protector. Yes.
Okay. Did you talk a lot to your horses?
I did, yes, very much. You develop a very close relationship with those horses. There were quite a lot of them. It wasn't just 4 horses. We had I think I had that each horse had 2 reserves. So, but we had a special relationship.
Did you guys race off set too?
I mean, sometimes when we went riding quite a bit, which we loved, and you know, there's so much riding in the movie, which is so wonderful, because I love being on a horse. I've ridden before I could walk, so you know, it was great for me.
Who won actually?
I won every time.
Really?
I think the day I remember most is the first day of the race, because it was so critical, particularly as a member of the producing team, that the sequence be safe. Remember, in previous versions of the movie, we know that there were a lot of horses killed. In our Ben-Hur, no horses were injured. And that's because there was so much care and attention. I think sometimes the horses were better taken care of than the people. We had so many horse wranglers, trainers. Judah drives 4 white horses in the movie. For those 4 white horses, we had 12 white horses. And so they were constantly being rotated, making sure they weren't overtired and so on. So that was a very challenging scene.
It's scary. There is no airbags, there are no brakes. It's like today's NASCAR. People enjoying the speed, the tension, and most of all, when somebody will crash.